There's a video on this exact topic with about 9 million views. A guy steps into an ice bath, he screams, holds it for 3 minutes, climbs out shaking, and tells you this is a secret to being a high performer. And I want to be careful here because I'm not going to tell you that guy's a fraud. He's not. The cold probably did change his life exactly like he says. But here's what no one in the comment section actually understands. The same ice bath that woke that guy up is quietly burning thousands of men like you into the ground. It does it in a way that feels like it's working. That's what makes it so dangerous. So before you drop 2 grand on a plunge tub or sign up for another cold ice bath studio, let me give you this next 15 minutes because there's one thing about cold exposure that decides whether it makes you sharper or wrecks you, and almost no one talks about it. And by the end of this video, you're going to know which one's happening inside your own body. And I'm Ryan Martin. I spent 17 years helping high performers fix their bodies. I've lost count how many guys sat across from me, exhausted, anxious, swearing they're doing everything right, cold plunge every morning, fasting, training hard, up at 5 a.m. and they can't understand why they feel worse every month. So let me show you what's actually going on inside them. First, I want to be clear and be fair to the cold, okay? I'm not one of those people who thinks cold therapy is a scam. It isn't. When you drop into freezing water, your body does something useful. The heart speeds up and your brain releases a chemical called norepinephrine. That one chemical is most of what people are chasing. It's a focus on the clean energy and the better mood that people feel coming out of the cold. And the studies have measured it climbing to 2 or 3 times its normal level from a single cold plunge. So no, people aren't making up the benefit. It is real. But here's the part that changes everything, okay? That hit of stress is only half of what's happening. The benefit doesn't come from the stress. It comes from what your body does in the hour after you get out. In a healthy man, the cold spikes him up hard, and then his body swings back down and drops him into a deep, calm, recovered state. He ends up calmer than he was before he got in. And scientists have a name for this. It's called hormesis, a short, sharp dose of stress that makes your body adapt and come back stronger. It's the same reason lifting weights works. You damage the muscle a little and it grows back a bit bigger or stronger than before. But look at what that needs. It needs your body to be able to repair itself. The stress isn't the gift, the repair is the gift. And the repair is the exact thing most men watching this can't do anymore. And they don't explain who the cold actually works for. And this is the part no one actually names. Okay, so the nervous system has 2 modes. One is stress mode, and this is the one that floods you with adrenaline and a stress hormone called cortisol so you can handle a threat. The other mode is recovery. And this is the one that slows your heart rate down, fixes your gut, repairs your body, and lets you sleep deeply. And a healthy man spends most of his day in recovery mode, and he only flicks into stress mode when he needs it. So when he cold plunges, he flips into stress mode hard, then his body flips back into recovery mode and pulls him down into deep rest. He gets the spike, then he gets the recovery. That's the guy in the 9 million view video, okay? Now, I want to picture the man that I actually see in my office. He's been running for 10 or 15 years. And he's been stuck in stress mode that whole time. Deadlines, bad sleep, coffee, alcohol maybe. From the second his eyes opened, he's going. His body has been in stress mode for so long that it can barely flip into recovery mode anymore. And there's a way to actually see this. It's cortisol, that stress hormone I mentioned. In a healthy man, cortisol is high in the morning to wake him up, and it drops down all day so he can sleep at night. In a burned out man, that never happens. His cortisol just stays high and flat. So he's tired when he wakes up and wired when he tries to sleep. If that's you, I need you to really hear this next part, okay? When a burned out man steps into an ice bath, he gets the same stress spike as a healthy guy. The adrenaline, the cortisol, the norepinephrine, all of it floods in, but the recovery never comes because his body can't flip into recovery mode anymore. So he just stays stressed. He took on all that stress of the cold and got none of the repair that's supposed to pay him back. So he didn't make his body stronger. He added more stress hormones to a body that was already full of them. And so this is the actual cool part that happens, okay? It feels great while he does it. You might be thinking right now, that can't be me because I feel incredible after my plunge. And I believe you, you probably do feel incredible for about 20 minutes. But what I actually need you to understand is what that feeling actually is. That rush coming out of the cold is adrenaline and norepinephrine. And it's your body flooding you with emergency chemicals so you can survive the shock of the cold. And that's not a recovery, okay? That's not recovery. It's the strongest possible version of stress mode. And it's the same hit you get from the third coffee at 3 p.m. It feels like fuel. It feels like a win. Then after a few hours later, you crash and you never connect the crash to the thing that caused it. So the next morning, you do it again, a little more wired, a little more tired, telling yourself you just need to be more consistent. And the truth is, the plunge was never actually doing you up. It was draining the exact thing that you've actually been trying to build. Okay, so how do you know which man you are? Now, this is the whole point, and you can read it off your own body with no test at all. Pay attention to the hour after your cold plunge, okay? Not the first 20 minutes. If you're a healthy guy, you can feel sharp coming out, and that calm, steady state of energy carries you for hours. You sleep well that night. If you're the burned out guy, the high is strong and then it's gone. By the afternoon, you're flat and cranky. You reach for caffeine or sugar to climb back up, and your sleep that night is somehow worse. Lighter, more broken. That bad sleep is a sign. And your body is telling you it couldn't afford what you put it through. And so the second sign, and it's even simpler, is how do you feel about the plunge before you get in? A healthy nervous system feels a little resistance, then it's ready. A burned out one feels dread. A heavy anxiousness, do I really have to? That sort of feeling. And that dread is not just you being weak, it's your body telling you it doesn't have what it needs for what you're about to do. And most may ignore this feeling, because they don't want to do his face, they call it discipline. But it's the biggest mistake I see. And so this is the part I want to actually take away, because it's bigger than the whole cold water thing, okay? And the cold is not a beginner tool, it's an advanced one. Cold is a test, and you only pass a test if your body can already recover. You don't earn the right to use it until your body is calm enough to handle it. Now, so think about that. A man with a hurt knee, somebody stand on it. You'd not hand him a heavy barbell and tell him to squat. That barbell is going to be bad for him. Squats are good for you, but for him it's going to be bad. First, you have to fix the knee. Or you're going to turn a small injury into a permanent one. So the order matters more than anything, and almost every high performer I meet has the order backwards. He reaches for the hardest, most extreme thing he can find and skips to one step that would actually make it work. He's trying to do the advanced thing while his body is still broken. And I get why. If you're a grinder, if you do anything you have by hitting problems harder than everyone else around you, it's normal. So when your body starts to fall or to foul, you just did the only thing you knew how to do. You hit harder, colder plunges, longer fast, you trained harder, you had earlier alarms, you get up earlier, more stress, but your body isn't your business. And you can't grind your way out of a nervous system that's stuck in survival mode, stress mode. It's the one problem in your life that gets worse the harder you push it. And the men who make all this look easy are not tougher than you. It's just that their bodies can still recover. The cold shower is easy when your body can bounce back from it. And the 5 a.m. alarm is easy when your sleep and your stress aren't already destroyed. It was never actually a willpower problem. You actually probably have more willpower than most people alive, or you wouldn't have built what you built. You've just been pointing all of it at more stress. And when the thing that's broken is your ability to recover, then you have an issue. And so if you take one thing from this video, let it be, to stop trying to outwork the tired nervous system. You will lose that fight every single time, no matter how tough you are. The answer is not another hard thing. The answer is not another hard thing. The answer is to fix your recovery first. Get your body out of stress mode, get that cortisol dropping the way it's supposed to, and start sleeping and repairing again. And so the best part about this is you don't need an ice bath to start, okay? You can start tonight for free with nothing more than just your breath. And there's a reason calming practices all over the world slow the breath. When you make your out breath longer than your in breath, you flip your body towards recovery mode, put it into repair mode. You calm down a nerve called the vagus nerve, which runs your whole entire recovery system, and you tell your body it's safe. So breathe in for 4 seconds and then out for 8 seconds. Do that for 3 minutes a few times a day. That's it, okay? That's the opposite of a cold plunge. The cold takes recovery away from you. This gives you it back. Do that for a couple of weeks and you'll feel your baseline start to change. And then, once your body can recover again, the cold becomes the great tool everyone promised it was. Same cold plunge, same water, but the difference is you're a completely different man stepping into it. In the next video, I'm going to walk you through a full nervous system reset. The exact order I use to get a fried, wired, exhausted high performer recovering properly again before we ever touch anything advanced. But the bottom line is this. The cold plunge isn't lying to you. The cold plunge isn't lying to you. It just can't give you a recovery your body doesn't know how to make yet. First, you have to fix your recovery, your sequence. Then, you can start stepping into the ice. I'm Ryan Mardin. Lots of love. See you in the next video.